Welcome back to a brand new PTCG live video. Today I'll be showcasing the new Meloetta EX from the newly released sets Black Bolt and White Flare. So with that being said, let's get into the deck list. Let's see which new cards we'll be running. So we do have the two copies of the new Meloetta EX from Black Bolt, and we're mostly interested in the ability, the debut performance, where if you go first, this Pokemon can use attacks during your first turn. And we're not going to be able to use that echoed voice attack. Instead, what we're mostly interested in doing here is to use the TM evolution attack from this tool card, where we can choose up to 2 of our benched Pokemon and search up the evolution cards and evolve them up in that turn. So the 2 Pokemon that we definitely want to evolve up on our first turn will be the Magmortar line. We have the 3 Magmar and the 4 Magmortar here for that Magma Surge ability, where during Pokemon checkup you get to put 3 more damage counters on your opponent's burned Pokemon. And to get burn status into play here, we do run all 4 copies of the Volcanion EX here for that Scalding Steam ability, where once during your turn, if this Pokemon is in the active spot, we can put burn status on their active Pokemon. And then lastly, we do have the 2 copies of the Squawkabilly EX here of that Squawk and Seize ability. Once during your turn, on the first turn of the game, we can discard our hand to draw 6 new cards. And then moving on to our trainer cards, for our Ace spec, we have the Secret Box. We can only use this card if we discard 3 other cards from our hand, and then we can search out our deck for an item card, a tool card, a supporter card, as well as a stadium card. And then for our stadium cards, we have the 2 copies of Artazon, where once during each player's turn, they can search out their deck for a basic Pokemon with no rule box and put it right onto their bench. And then for our supporters, we have the 1 Boss's Orders for gusting up one of your opponent's bench Pokemon, the 4 copies of Carmine for extra draw support, and then lastly we do have the 4 copies of the Professor's Research for some additional draw support. And then for our tool cards, we have the 4 copies of the TM Evolution, as I mentioned before, as well as we do have the 2 copies of the TM Turbo Energize, where we can search out 2 basic energy cards from our deck and attach them to our benched Pokemon in any way we like. Then we do have special energies. We have the 4 copies of the Jet Energy, which will be a switching option, and a colorless energy, all rolled into one. And then lastly, we have the 5 basic fire energies. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's get into some games here. So yeah, they won the coin toss. They decided to go second, has go first, and looks like no mulligans either. Kind of a bad starting hand just because we have the 2 TM evolutions. Let's research here. Should we go Secret Box? I think we should. Because now we can get the Meloetta and basically take the game. Yeah, evolve up both the Magmars. Okay, both of them are in the deck. Very lucky. Because I think we did discard 2 of them also. So yeah, they basically automatically lose here because they have no benched backup. Take the only prize card we need here. Yeah, there's a fire energy. There we go. Not too ideal. So yeah, we did win the coin toss. We decided to go first, had our opponent go second. and yeah, maybe let's do Secret Box here. It's Carmine. Go for the Squawk and Seize. Yeah, we could not get... Yeah, we did not get the switch option or Jet Energy to go into Meloetta. Pretty bad. And we only used... I don't think we used any switches actually, not a single switch or Jet Energy. So pretty unfortunate. So we basically benched the Meloetta for nothing. Wait, they just pass here? And what's funny, we draw the switch now. That is so crazy. Yeah, it's in turn. So I'm really surprised they didn't get another Pokemon into play on their second turn. Or their first turn, I mean. But going second, where they can play supporter cards. So we got just about half of their HP down here. Yeah, they just concede here. So yeah, we did win the coin toss. We decided to go first, had our opponent go second. And looks like I did take 2 mulligans here as well. They got Fighting Energy and Dusknorm. And Psychic. And this is looking like a pretty promising starting hand here. Let's get Magmar. Get Latias. It is interesting though that they did put down 2 Pokemon into play. It's Carmine. Oh, now we get Switch and Jet Energy. Yeah, let's go for the Squawk and Seize. Wow, we don't get another Magmar. Guess we'll just go for the one Magmortar. And they don't get to heal from burn, so that's pretty good. I guess we can just use Turbo Energize next turn. Let's see, they Artazon. They get Maractus. I know this looks like pretty much just a disruption control deck. They got Hitmonchan. Yeah. All just single prizers. And they play another Nest Ball. Let's see, we get a Duskull. Nice, we do knock them out to burn damage here. So we get Professor's Research. And I think it's worth going for the burn damage here. And then we can just switch out. So there's still 50 damage here. Use the Turbo Energize for the Volcanion. And they do heal up from burn here, so they won't take another 50 damage in between turns. Yeah, they're just gonna Night Stretcher Mimikyu back. And they Ultra Ball their last 2 cards there, so they got nothing to work with. They get the Dusclops. And they just go for the corner. Guess we'll just go for Jet Energy because we can't retreat out with the corner being used on this. Yeah, let's end turn. No point to knock them out with damage because just in case they have the Pheasantipede, they could use it if we knock them out with damage. There's Latias. Yeah, they just concede here. So yeah, we did win the coin toss, decided to go first, had our opponent go second, and we did take 1 mulligan here. Nice, we get Volcanion in the active, that's basically what we want. They draw the extra mulligan card, and they don't put down any benched Pokemon, so this can be pretty easy. And we even draw the Meloetta. Let's use a Scalding Steam here. get the Squawkabilly. It's Carmine. Yeah, we really need another Magmar here. Hopefully we get it. Ultra Ball, Nest Ball, Artazon. Wow. That's a kicker. Guess we'll just get the one. Oh wow, there was only one in the deck. Yeah, I guess it didn't help that we drew two of them and maybe one got prized. So they don't heal from the burn damage. Chances are... And I feel like they're probably going to find some Pokemon here. Yeah, there's a Narvin. Yeah, they get Precious Trolley. So pretty unfortunate. Just because we couldn't get the double Magmortars down in one turn costed us. Yeah, they do retreat out here into Charmander. No, I think we should research here. Super Rod those three back. Yeah, I guess let's go for Team Evolution. Cannot go to Charmander right away. Yeah, there's 80. So we get here, there's a Magmar. So yeah, and one Magmar was prized, so that wasn't too great. They're going to Ethan's Hollow. And they get double Charmeleons here, and they gust us for the Latias. That doesn't make any sense, but they Golden Flame here, two Fire Gs. Yeah, let's put the burn pressure and I don't know, maybe let's switch that and turbo energize. Build up the Volcanion. It's not like they're anywhere close to setting up here. Oh nice, they don't heal from the burn damage, so they'll still be burned for next turn. And they retreat out. Oh no. Let's go for Scalding Steam, and I feel like we should knock them out with the damage together. Or the burn damage should knock them out. Yeah, that's 240. Yeah, they only have one card in their hand. 2 cards now. But, yeah, I don't know what they can do. Yeah, they just concede here. Okay, looks like we do take a mulligan here. So yeah, they won the coin toss. They decided to go first. Had us go second instead. And we did take 1 mulligan, so they will draw at least 1 extra card. And not such a great starting hand here. They got Chi-Yu. 190 HP, pretty bulky, at least won't be able to knock that out in 1 hit, because I think we go up to 80 burn damage. But it is their only Pokemon. Let's research. Ultra Ball for another Magmar, and then we'll just Squawk and Seize. I think there's only 1 in the deck. Yeah, that is kind of unfortunate. Because we drew 1 and then the other 2 are in the discard. And they heal up from burn, so that doesn't really help us. Yeah, I don't see Super Rod yet. Hopefully it's not prized. See, they dust us. Yeah, that's pretty bad. They gust our Magmar to knock it out. See, let's put the Scalding Steam back on, and then Turbo Energize. Okay, at least this time they don't heal from the burn damage. Yeah, they had a pretty bad starting hand if all they got was boss's orders for the supporter card. Maybe this was a control style deck, who knows. Because they do have that First attack, where they can discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. They PAL pad the boss's orders. And they play it again. Let me guess, Magmar. Again, Magmar. That's pretty insane. Well, it doesn't really matter. We knocked them out with Volcanion here. And they don't even heal up from the burn, so it's not like we really need to attack them. They do not get knocked out by burn damage next turn as well. Yeah, and there we go. The only 2 prize cards that we need, since they don't have any benched backup. TM Evolution and Nest Ball. There we go. Well, those are all of the games. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.